In today's lesson, we're going to talk about different types of chords. We're going to begin learning chords, and on the guitar, oftentimes you play chords while other people sing or while other people play lead guitar. When you're strumming a chord on the guitar, that's called rhythm guitar. So we're going to look specifically today at major chords, minor chords, and dominant seventh chords. And you're going to be listening and using your ear techniques to understand the different sounds of the chords. And so let me show you a few of the chords you're going to be learning about today as you listen and do the exercise on chords. This is a C chord. On page 20 in the book, it shows you a chord diagram. It's figure 16, and it shows you that you place your first finger on the second string just behind the first fret, your second finger on the fourth string just behind the second fret. Your third finger goes on the fifth string, the A string, just behind the third fret. You don't play the biggest string. You strum down from the fifth string through the first string. It should sound like this. That's a C chord. I like to play them one string at a time so I can tell if everything sounds good. Because if your finger's just slightly over, it may mute a string or it may make a buzzing sound. You don't want that. You want every sound to be nice and clear. That's the C chord. The second chord looks like a C chord. It's the same basic shape. It's just expanded out. That's the way I like to say it. Your index finger goes down to the first string, just behind the first fret. Your second finger goes up to the fifth string, just behind the second fret. Your third finger goes up to the sixth string, the biggest string, just behind the third fret, and it should sound like this. That's a G7 or a dominant 7 chord. The C chord and the G7 chord are oftentimes used in the very same songs. So we want to get used to those chords and learning how to read chord diagram charts like you have on page 20. Now before we go through that process of letting you play those chords, we want to let you listen to some chords and hear the different types of chords. This is a C chord. This is a C7. Listen for the different sound. All I'm doing is adding my pinky. Can you hear the difference? C7, C. This is a G7 chord, and this is a G chord. Can you hear the difference? G7 or the G chord. This is an E chord. We haven't looked at the chord diagram for that yet, but I want you to hear the difference between the major chord and the minor chord. Let's hear first the E chord. Now here is E minor. Can you hear the difference? One more time. E chord, and now E minor. As we listen in the CD to tracks 15 through 18, we're going to be hearing lots of different chords and trying to listen for the difference in the sound between the major, the minor, and the dominant 7 chords. Then you'll have a little chance to check your progress, and we'll talk about that.